What if the very fabric of your reality, what if it could be bought, sold,
Mm.
even, well, profoundly altered?
Hmm.
And what if escape wasn't just some fantasy, but a product, a highly coveted one, with a very real and very high price?
That's quite the thought experiment.
It is. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the, frankly, mind-bending world of Philip K. Dick. Specifically, we're looking through the lens of early excerpts from his novel, The Three Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch.
Right.
And this isn't, just standard science fiction. It feels more like a stark mirror, reflecting our own anxieties about reality, identity, control.
Exactly. And we've really poured over a fascinating collection of sources for this. Snippets, bits and pieces that reveal a future that feels, well, both familiar and deeply unsettling.
Okay.
So our mission here in this deep dive is really to pull out those essential nuggets of knowledge, explore some of the, frankly, surprising facts, and help you, our listener, understand what happens when those lines between what's real and what's, well, illusion, become dangerously blurred.
Perhaps irreversibly blurred, even.
Perhaps, yes.
So, okay, let's start by unpacking the grim reality of Earth in this future, because it's definitely not the comfortable planet we know.
Not at all. The sources paint a really dire picture. Climate catastrophe, basically.
Right. We're talking extreme heat, like 180 degrees Fahrenheit sometimes.
Yeah, unbearable temperatures. They use terms like the 20 Wagner mark. Glaciers, like Old Skin Top, have retreated dramatically, something like 4.62 Greibels.
Wow.
And the humidity soared up to 16 Selkirks. They call it the Fire Age.
The Fire Age. And survival means
What?
personal cooling units.
Exactly. Strapped to your back. Pith helmets are mandatory. Even, get this, mailmen only come out at night to avoid the worst of it.
That intense.
It really paints a picture of this oppressive environment, doesn't it? And it's not just physical discomfort. It creates this pervasive psychological strain.
A need to escape.
A desperate need, yeah, for any kind of escape, no matter how artificial or, how costly it might be.
And people are living in these cramped, canapped buildings.
Yeah, compact apartments, some with weirdly low numbers, like 33. Life's a constant struggle against the heat.
I read about melting record collections.
Right. From a cooling network failure back in '04, forced everyone onto iron oxide tapes. And tragically, pets died. Parakeets, Venusian plyming birds.
Oh, no.
Even a neighbor's turtle was apparently boiled dry.
Just grim.
It is. And this constant struggle, it just pushes people. It pushes humanity towards the Martian colonies.
Okay, so Mars is the alternative, but it sounds like it's hardly a paradise either. What's life like for these colonists?
Oh, far from paradise. The sources describe Mars as desolate, a howling, gale-swept moon.
Howling?
Yeah, with frozen methane crystals. Colonists, often drafted by the UN, like a character named Barney Mayerson we'll talk about, they live in these makeshift hovels.
Hovels, like in places called chickenpox prospects.
Exactly. It's depicted as a despisable life. Even trying to garden fails because of these microscopic native pests.
So the bleakness just follows them.
It intensifies the need for escape, absolutely. The need that Earth already instilled.
Which brings us to the industry that rose up to meet that need. Leo Bulero's PP Layouts.
Right. The big player.
His company has a monopoly on minning, which is...
Miniaturizing things.
Sure.
Items for these detailed miniature sets called Paki-Pat layouts.
Okay. And the key to actually using these layouts is a drug, Can-D.
Exactly. Can-D, it's a hallucinogen derived from some kind of titanium lichen.
So how did this whole manufactured paradise thing actually work?
Yeah.
What made it so compelling?
Well, the experience itself, they call it translation, is absolutely central to their existence. It's everything.
Translate.
Colonists use Can-D, together with these layouts, to mentally translate themselves to a simulated idyllic Earth.
Like what kind of places?
Think a bustling San Francisco street, or wandering through Golden Gate Park, maybe splashing around in the waves, an escape to this beautiful, perhaps idealized past. And what's really striking is the communal aspect. Users' minds apparently fuse, became a new unity.
Fuse. So they share the experience.
Yeah, transported together outside of time and local space. It's intense. For many, Can-D isn't just a drug, it becomes the religion of the colonists.
Wow.
It literally provides a reason for living. One character, Sam Regan, even calls it the miracle of translation, the near-sacred moment where the miniatures don't just represent Earth, they become Earth.
That's deep. And it raises huge questions about reality, doesn't it? The sources mention colonists debating this.
Oh, definitely. People like Franshine wonder if it's just appearance only or if it's actual translation, real travel.
And later, Anne Hawthorne, this missionary figure, she starts doubting if the Earth they visit is even the real one.
Exactly. The lines get incredibly blurry.
And all this desperation, this blurring of reality, it's fueling Leo Bulero's empire.
Absolutely. He lives this incredibly opulent lifestyle, funded entirely by candy, frequenting, resort beaches of Antarctica, apparently, or visiting these exclusive Germany therapy clinics. His wealth is measured in things called truffle skins.
Truffle skins. Okay.
His casual luxury, built on everyone else's need for escape, it really highlights how that need can be monetized, turned into this massive empire.
But even Leo, the guy providing the escape,
Yeah.
he's not satisfied either.
That's a crucial point. The sources say even he is damn tired of the world he'd been born to. It hints at this universal longing for something more, something different, even for the person at the very top.
But just as Leo's empire seems totally unshakable,
Uh-huh.
a new force emerges. A challenger. This mysterious figure, Palmer Eldritch.
The man himself, or the entity.
Right. So he's been gone 10 years, journeying to the Prox system.
Yeah, deep space. And then makes his dramatic return, crash landing on Pluto.
Crash landing. And initial reports say he's alive.
Alive, yeah, according to Felix Blau's reports, but badly injured.
And this is where it gets really interesting. He brought something back with him.
He did, a lichen. One described as very much resembling the Titanian lichen from which candy is derived.
Okay, so a direct threat to Leo's monopoly.
Exactly. And almost immediately, this new company, Choosy Manufacturers, seems to just pop up overnight, based in Boston, represented by guys like Eicheltz.
And they're getting into the minting market, too, competing directly.
Aggressively. Straight up competition for PP layouts.
So connecting this to the bigger picture, the geopolitics, how does this new player change things?
Significantly, you've got UN officials, names like Hepburn, Gilbert, Santina, Lark, who, despite, initial worries about illegal drugs,
Wait, you expect that?
they surprisingly see Choosy as a way to, quote, put a finish to the candy trade.
Really? They're okay with another potentially dangerous drug?
It implies they're basically allowing this non-sol race, the Proxers, who Eldritch visited and who seem to be behind Choosy, to operate within the Sol system, which the sources call a bad, perhaps even terminal exchange. A huge gamble.
A terminal exchange, wow. And this has immediate impacts on individuals, right? Like Richard H.
Yeah, Richard H. He's a ceramist, an artist whose pots were actually rejected earlier by Barney Mayerson, ironically. Okay. He signs this exclusive, very lucrative contract with Choosy, which basically sets the stage for this new drug, Choosy, to spread widely.
And that enables him and his wife, Emily, to consider e-therapy.
Exactly. Which hints at these other avenues people are exploring to try and manipulate or, well, escape reality.
Okay, so beyond the drug competition, there are these other unsettling paths, like this e-therapy. Tell us about Dr. Willy Denkmal's clinics in Germany. What's the promise there, and what are the risks?
Right. So Denkmal's clinics, they promise to accelerate the natural evolutionary process, like speed up human evolution.
Okay. How? What does that look like?
The physical effects sound pretty alarming, frankly. People developing bubble heads, these large dome-like hydrocephalic heads.
Bubble heads.
Yeah. And chitinous-type skin, like an insect's exoskeleton, and a massive rind, a sort of hardened outer layer.
That sounds unpleasant.
And psychologically, users supposedly experience many new and exciting concepts, especially, it says, of a religious nature.
But there's a downside. A big one.
Oh, yeah. A terrifying risk of backfire or regression. Basically devolving.
Devolving. To what?
Potentially reverting to a synanthropous state. The description is chilling. Fused molars, tiny brain, bent legs, and cannibalistic tendencies.
Good God. So primitive. Animalistic.
Pretty much. And we see the struggle. Emily H., after her therapy, feels her mind is muddy, her ideas get scrambled up, even though her pottery sketches become brilliantly evolved, apparently.
So, a trade-off.
Yeah.
Enhanced creativity, but mental confusion.
Seems like it. And Richard, her husband, he also gains this profound, almost spiritual insight. He starts seeing reality in trinary layers.
Trinary layers.
Yeah, like a tomb world, demonic at the bottom, the human level in the middle, and an ethereal world above.
And reaching that top level requires
empathy, he says, which is a big shift from how he used to see Emily's art, just as merchandise, something to sell.
That's a really chilling vision of self-improvement. Risking becoming a cannibalistic primitive for faster evolution.
It shows the desperation, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Okay, but let's get back to Choosy. What makes it so fundamentally different and, well, so much more dangerous than candy.
This is where things take a really dark turn. Choosy users report this creepy presence within their shared realities. It's not just a place, there's someone there.
A presence.
Uh-huh. While some colonists actually find it infinitely better than Candide, maybe more vivid, others, like Fran Shine, are deeply afraid of it.
And in Patience White, she had a strong reaction.
Yeah, she describes the Choosy fantasies as grotesque, baroque fantasies of an infantile, totally deranged nature, so not pleasant for everyone.
Okay, but the really weird part is Eldritch himself, his physical form, and how it relates to the drug users.
Exactly. This is the core of it. Palmer Eldritch has these distinct features. An artificial hand, these strange Jensen wide-angle Luxfit eyes with no pupils, and a radically deranged jaw with steel teeth.
The three stigmata.
Precisely. And crucially, users of Choosy, they begin to physically acquire these same three stigmata.
Acquire them, like their bodies change.
Yes. Barney calls them symbols of its inhabitation. It's not just in their heads, it's a physical transformation.
So this isn't just a mental trip anymore. It's physically marking them.
Yeah.
That suggests a kind of terrifying permanence.
Absolutely. And Eldritch's power within these drug states, it's immense.
What do the sources say about his control?
It's insidious. He apparently controls each of the hallucinatory worlds induced by the drug, the fantasies. They are in Palmer Eldritch's head.
So he's the puppet master.
Completely. He can kick over the scenery, manifest himself, push things in any direction he chooses. It's his playground.
And even become other people.
Even more unsettling, yeah. He can be any of us he cares to. He appears as the child Monica, even as a dog at one point.
A dog, okay.
And he declares his ambition is to literally become a planet, specifically Mars, and guide its civilization.
Become a planet? Is he God? Or something else?
That's the huge question hanging over everything. Is he God, or just a portion of God's creation? Maybe something evil, a predator.
The sources say he wasn't sent, though.
Right. Key point. He showed up here on his own. Why? His reason is chillingly simple. It beats living out in dead space between hawk stars.
Wow. Okay, let's see how some key characters navigate this utterly bizarre landscape.
Yeah.
Where reality and illusion are just constantly shifting. Starting with Barney Mayerson. Walk us through his journey. What does it reveal?
Barney's path is really one of loss and forced confrontation. It kicks off when Leo fires him, actually saying he wanted something fatal to happen to him.
Harsh.
Yeah. So Barney ends up volunteering for Mars duty. He tries to reconcile with his ex, Emily, but she's now married to Nat, remember?
Right, the artist who signed with Choosy.
And she just doesn't recognize his reality, his remorse. It feels. So he's on Mars, desperate, and he's forced to confront Eldritch directly.
He takes Choosy.
He does, experiences the hallucination, and finds himself basically as a phantasm, a ghost.
The phantasm.
And he acquires one of the stigmata, the artificial hand.
Oh, wow.
Ultimately, his despair is so deep, he wishes he could just become a stone to escape this phantasmic existence. Death seems preferable.
But there's a flicker of something else.
Yeah.
Agency.
Yeah, amidst the despair, he also believes he'll make it on Mars. And he thinks his situation will somehow mirror Leo's once he starts legal action against Eldritch. So, yeah, a flicker of fight left in him.
Okay, next up. Leo Bloro, the Candy Kingpin. His fight for control against Eldritch sounds intense. What does his encounter with Choosy show us?
Leo is absolutely desperate to meet Eldritch, even though his precog advisor, Roni, warns him he'll be accused of Eldritch's murder.
He ignores her.
He does. He gets captured by Eldritch on Luna the Moon, and Eldritch forces him to take Choosy intravenously.
Forced injection, okay.
And he plunges into this terrifying hallucinatory world. He encounters Monica, the child who is revealed to be Eldritch,
Bro.
a giant rat, these weird creatures called Glucks, and even evolved Terrans, like the therapy results, who see him as the phantasm.
So the roles were reversed.
Exactly. He even sees this monument to his own future victory over Eldritch, which Eldritch, appearing as a dog, then desecrates.
Adding insult to injury. Does Leo get back?
He seemingly returns to Earth. But the stigmata appear on him too. He has this chilling realization, it's all of us.
All of us.
Yeah, and he's left grappling with this terrifying possibility that maybe he never came back out, that the drug's influence, Eldritch's influence, is permanent.
That's deeply disturbing.
Yeah.
And finally, Anne Hawthorne. Her story sounds particularly tragic, an unintended conversion.
It really is. Anne starts as this fanatic girl missionary, wants to convert the Martian colonists away from candy towards Neo-American Christianity.
Okay, so she's anti-drug initially.
Very much so. But Mars wears her down, the despair, the isolation. She wants to go back to Earth. And eventually, she turns to Choosy herself.
Why?
She admits, I just can't stand the way things are. And she starts to rationalize it, thinking the drug offers a taste of the incorruptible body the Apostle Paul talks about in the Bible.
Twisting religion to justify the drug.
Exactly. And the shocking part, she also begins to exhibit the stigmata, an artificial arm, the dead Luxvid eyes.
No, even the missionary.
Even her. She becomes this truly chilling example of how pervasive, how inescapable Eldritch's influence is. Her little cat joke at the end about appearance versus essence, it just perfectly captures that blurring of reality.
So if we bring these three experiences together, Barney, Leo, and Key, what's the common thread? What's the unavoidable transformation here?
It's powerful and it's terrifying. The common thread is that this transformation is unavoidable. It doesn't matter what your personal intentions are, your beliefs, your background.
Right.
If you encounter Choosy, or maybe even just Eldritch himself in some way, you become marked, permanently linked.
The stigmata.
The stigmata are the physical proof, an outward sign of this insidious metaphysical infection. Barney even realizes part of it's here inside me. He knows that when Leo eventually kills Eldritch, it will be a bad instant for me too.
Suggesting some kind of shared consciousness or shared fate.
Something like that. And the sources are explicit. Recovery from the drug is excessively retarded and gradual. It's a series of levels, peeling back illusion layer by layer.
A one-way gate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It implies that once you're in, true freedom from Eldritch's influence is, well, nearly impossible.
So, stepping back, what does this all mean for us? This deep dive into Dick's world, it really pushes you to question the foundations of your own reality.
It does. We've seen this future where the need for escape is just so profound, so overwhelming that people willingly dive into these manufactured realities, only to find those realities are controlled, manipulated by this mysterious, almost godlike, or maybe demonic entity.
Okay. And the price, it's not just money.
Not at all.
Yeah.
The price is physical transformation, yes, but
Okay.
also this fundamental loss of autonomy, a blurring of identity that leaves them permanently marked, maybe permanently trapped.
Looking at this future, what really stands out to you is that the sheer desperation for escape, the truly unsettling nature of these manipulated realities, or maybe that terrifying idea that our own deepest desires can be twisted and weaponized against us.
That's a great question. It really forces you to ask. In a world where perception can be so profoundly manipulated, where identity can be put on like a mask, how much are we really willing to pay for escape? Even if it means losing ourselves, becoming part of some pervasive influence. And it makes you wonder too, doesn't it? If these stigmata are the result of encountering something so ancient, so vast, could there be maybe unseen forces at play in our own lives, leaving their mark in ways we just don't perceive yet?